Wouldn't make it in time.
Oui, c'est mieux à dire. C'est si votre mot donc. C'est vrai.
And also, please, when you're getting into the meeting, you could mute yourself. All right. So can you see my screen? Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen? Am I muted?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So let's not
we can
waste
see.
so let's not waste more time, and we can go straight into whatever we have to do today. So I'm going to present myself. I am Blaise, and right now I am a research associate at the Great Lakes Bioenergy Research Center, and I am doing research on bioenergy from microbes using genomics. My work is mainly computational and also from biotechnology background. So most of the things that I'm going to be talking about today are going to be things that I've tried, I've done, and most of these things are the things that have brought me to where I am today. So I started my education in Cameroon, the University of Buea, where I had my degree. And from there, I also did a couple of other things. I had a Master of Science there, and then I went to Turkey, I had a PhD. And then I moved to I'm presently in the US, where I have the research associate position. And most of the things that got me here were really not things that were taught to me by my lecturers. I learned them by myself and for free. And that's why I thought that people, who might need something like that could benefit from a program like this. So I know that people generally are skeptical and, oh, now, I get people writing me, but like, oh, no, this thing is really not free. Yeah. Skeptical would be like a compliment to people who think like that. I can understand, but usually it's good to, go out there, find out, and, you really get to apply it yourself or really see if this is how the thing is. And I'll also go further to show you guys what to do when you get your certificates or whatever qualifications that you have from the resources.
Well, I mean, you get your from there, so.
Yeah, so that's a bit about me. And one of the things that I also want to appreciate, everybody who has made it to this session, is that so in the group we have about 100 and I don't know 80 people, and yet here we have maybe 20 or so, right? And subsequently, I think some people have to maybe rewatch if I don't know if I'm able to make that possible. So this is a really good mindset to start with, that at least when you hear something that you think could benefit you, you want to be curious to look to research and see that you're also able to use this thing for for your own professional advancement, right? And this is a choice that so many people would not make. And one of the ways to I'm trying to do here is to make sure that you get the most out of this session. And I'm actually delighted to work with people like you, because I think that for people to really come out from the crowd, you need to be able to put your head, stand up a bit and put your head a bit above the crowd. So why is online studying right now? Why is it a thing? Now let's look a bit at now this is well, it's more common in Nigeria because Nigeria has a lot of population. This is December 2023, and Nigeria is ranking 3rd globally in enrollment for professional courses on Coursera. This is just one of those platforms we'll be talking about today. They are the 3rd in the world. We have the US. This is a platform that's based in the US. We have the US coming first, we have India coming 2nd, and we have Nigeria, which is in Africa, coming 3rd. And you ask yourself why, right? You know that generally when you have something that's going in some good directions, you're very likely to find Nigerians there. And this is a very, very good queue. How many Nigerians are found on this platform? There are 150,000, 42,000 learners that have enrolled, and the United States has 1.3 million and all those things. Coursera itself has hundreds of millions of learners on the platform. There's really no university that we know, or at least most universities don't have up to 1 million students. So that tells you the weight that the programs that people do on these platforms have. So it is important to take, to really take this seriously. And this is in line with most of the things I've been sharing on the platform. Those of you, I think most people from here in this meeting are from a Facebook platform where we share stuff frequently. And hopefully people have been looking at some of those links and finding out the courses, or at least trying some of those courses that they think can be beneficial to them. So let's go into let's start looking at the platforms already, and then in the end I'll also like I mentioned before, look at other means in which you can actually showcase this certificates or this training that you get from these platforms. So let's start with Coursera. Coursera is a platform that I've used over and over, and it is one of the platforms that's given me the skills that enabled me to do what I'm doing today. And I'm going to show you. So when you come, generally you want to join. Anybody who doesn't have an account can sign in just like you sign up for any other thing. Then you create an account. For me, I'll just log in because I already have an account. And when you get into the account, there are various courses that come up. You can simply just search what you want. Say, let's say programming. A lot of things are going to come up for programming. But what I want to share here also, I don't know why this. Okay. So what I want to share here, when you come here, there's programming, for example, and there's a duration. depending on how much you want to do. Sometimes you want to just take a project, and sometimes you want professional certificates, you want degrees, you have postgraduate diplomas and all that. All of these are available. And generally, Coursera is a platform where people will come to and they'll be like, oh, they say all these things cannot be free. Yeah, a couple of people pay, but there are ways in which you can get stuff like this for free. And let me show you courses that I have taken. I'll just show one, not to waste too much time. So for example, the course that got me into the program that I am in is Genomic Data Science by Johns Hopkins University. These are other things that I've taken, courses that I've taken on this platform. I've not paid for any one of them because when you apply for a course, you can apply for scholarship and they'll open the platform for you for free. And when you get the diploma, you can share it on LinkedIn. You can, add it to LinkedIn where people who browse your profiles constantly on LinkedIn can see what or you're proficient in. So if we go, this was a specialization that lasted about 10 months. And I did this. It's a specialization that has several courses in it. And I started, I think there were about 8. So these are all the courses that I took. And, they give you a certificate at the end of the day. A certificate that has, details about the work that you've done and all that. So this is like command line with Python, R, Galaxy, blah, blah, blah. This is a standalone introduction. It's a complement to a primary degree or postdoc in biology, molecular biology, and all that. So these are the courses here, and these are actual professors, really, really influential professors in the field that give these courses, right? And so that's one of it. And ordinarily you would pay if you go to look at trainings for courses like this, it's not going to cost anything less than $5,000. But here you have the possibility to do this for free. So let's go to one of the courses and see how you get it for free. Now, okay, I'm already enrolled and you see get certificate. That's what appears there because I've enrolled. But let's try something else. Let's say machine learning. And I take this one. So they will tell you enroll for free, right? And it starts on January 7th. January 7th, which is today, which in essence is saying that you can start now. You can enroll, and there are so many. This is from Stanford University, actually. So you want to note that the courses that are here are not by random people. They're actually professors from influential universities around the world. So this is Stanford, and this is Deep Learning AI. Deep Learning AI is an institution that is founded by one of the foremost professors on artificial intelligence at the moment, Andrew Ng. He has several companies. He's worth billions of dollars and all that. So you can really imagine that taking courses from people like this, if you are, for example, in Cameroon or in Nigeria, and you have the opportunity to learn what these guys have in their minds, you'd automatically know how valuable something like that is. This is 331,000 people enrolled. Now you can enroll for free. And they tell you try for free to start a 7-day full access free trial. Now, for some courses, what I have seen is if you're able to finish this in 7 days, like you commit your time and like you can finish this in 7 days, some people do it and they get the certificate for free. If you can't do it, there's still another option, financial aid, where you can go. They tell you the original price is $49. Some people would pay the $49. They don't want to go. They don't want to go any extra mile stressing themselves. Some other people will just go and, apply for the financial aid, and you just enroll, or stuff like that. And they would review while you're taking the course, they're reviewing your application. It generally doesn't take up to 16 days. It can take about 2 days. And then you have your response, you get your certificate, and that's it. So this is just Coursera. There's so much more on the platform that anybody can, explore. You could just type a couple of things on YouTube and all that. So this is just Stanford. You have Johns Hopkins that I mentioned earlier. You have MIT and the rest. And now this other platform, edX, is another platform that's mostly for universities, and mostly universities in the UK that host courses here. So you would have courses from Oxford, even universities in the US do courses here for free. But what I've noticed with edX, what I used edX for was to gain knowledge. Most of they don't have a system like Coursera where you can apply for scholarship, but you can attend, you can browse the courses, you can learn anything you want. You can open, I think I should have an account here. You can open any course you want. You can browse whatever you want. You learn as much as you want. But if you want the certificate, you'd have to pay, depending on the course, some $100. And so these are courses that I've taken from this platform. And this is one particular course that I took. This was mostly during COVID, and that's how I spent my COVID period. And this course is from Harvard, one of the influential professors in Harvard. He's teaching how to use Python for research. You can, go on the course, spend as much time as you want, look at the material, look at the videos, look at anything that you want to look on the course. And if you want the certificate in the end, you can get the certificate. But again, like I said, you can always have skills. Like I could be taking the other course on Coursera, but I want to learn some other concepts. I could come here and just look at the concept and try to figure and try to see how it can help me in whatever I'm doing. There's Udemy as well. Udemy is probably is the one where most people that teach on Udemy are really not professors, but they are people who have skills in the field. And it's a good way to start exposing yourself to new things that you probably are not used to. So for example, let's try, if I want to, look for something on ChatGPT, and you want to see how ChatGPT is used for business or whatever. So these are courses for ChatGPT, but I want only courses that are free. You come here, you say free. And this is it. ChatGPT for workplace, ChatGPT prompt engineering. I think I've shared something like this for DevOps, people who are in IT. All these things are here. They're just free for people to watch. Some of them don't take up to, this is just 34 minutes. And some of them give certificates. When you put certificates like that on your CV, nobody's going to ask you, oh, was this course free or not? Right? They just know that you now know this thing. Simple real life use of ChatGPT. These are some kind of really easy courses that you can start with to learn anything that you see online. And you're like, okay, let me just look at it. Takes 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes. You want to just get familiar with what this thing is and how it can potentially help you. This is ChatGPT for student, master academics, personal life, and professional life. It is going to give you a lot of free stuff. So that's Udemy. And then there's Udacity. This is where Google hosts most of its free courses. There are so many Google certifications here that are very, very helpful. So for example, on Udacity, what I've used Udacity for was to learn some really, really technical aspects of programming, which is data structures and algorithms. It's a core thing in programming that That is a very, very core concept that is really necessary to understand programming. So these are all the things that these guys offer here. Some are free, some are not. AWS, most people that who hear about Scrum and all that, some people leave Scrum to come and do AWS, to come and do AWS and all that. Now, this is a course that's 45 minutes. You want to enroll, you can enroll. Some of them this is a nano degree, some of them are paid, some of them are free, just like with the other one. And this other platform too, FutureLearn, is a platform that I've used. This was very long time. I don't know if my sign-in still works. Okay. This is a platform that I've used to learn, some kind of basic things that I've used, like bacterial genomics, web analytics, and professional online presence, and all these things. These are courses that will just take you a few hours to master, and that's it, you're done. And there's also Allison. Allison has a lot of free courses and all that. I think I've lost my sign up here. So you can sign up with the same thing, free stuff that you can, 4,000 plus, and these are the various things. There's IT 1,000, business 1,400, management, and all these things. And just like before, you can literally just search anything that you want here. And you have courses that are going to come up, and you could just start learning. You can say, okay, you just want something that's 11 hours, you want something that's 2 hours, you want something that's a diploma, you want something that's a certificate, doesn't really matter. So there's a lot to play around with. And recently, what I've been using more often is LinkedIn Learning. I use LinkedIn Learning because our school has paid for it. So I'm trying to take advantage of it. So there are 10 courses that I'm doing currently in progress, and I've finished 5 of stuff like that. But the thing here, the advantage I like with LinkedIn Learning is you don't have to finish a course. I can just go into a course. and I just want to watch one video in the course, and that's it. And if I go, for example, to something that I've learned, storytelling and how to create your personal brand, shell scripting, this is how to program in the command line and all that. Some of these are just 45 minutes. Some of them not much. This one, I liked it a lot. Systems thinking, how to think in systems. You can literally just come here. The videos are 3 minutes, 1 minute, this. I don't know if for somebody who doesn't have an account, it's free. Because I started using this when it was really paid. So, but if it is not, it'll probably be very cheap. So you could just come here, watch one video. You want to just know about mental models, and you get out of it. If you like, you can still do the entire thing, which literally is just 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and all that. So that's it. So these are just some of the platforms that are out there, and the resources that are out there for free, that you could use. But again, now the other question that I usually get from people is, but how do I even know where to start? And if I want to learn programming, I just go to a beginner course and all that. Another way that you could also look at this thing is by using AI. Now, this is ChatGPT. I would suppose that most people have seen or tried ChatGPT in one way or the other. So what I'm going to do here is anybody can suggest something that they think we could try. Anything that you want to learn, and you think you probably don't have somewhere to start. Somebody can suggest something, and then we try it out, and we see how You can literally just come up with a program and you finish up the whole thing. Okay, so let me try something. Nobody has a suggestion yet. So I'll take an example, social media marketing. Okay, you can simply write on ChatGPT, I want to learn social media marketing. But you can write anything in how comfortable you want. I am a complete beginner and I am not quite sure where to start. Can you give me a comprehensive outline or study plan on how to begin? And you put it out there. And it gives you a couple of things that you can, everything that you need for your thing. Now, this is the outline. You don't know what to do about this outline. It gives you 10 modules. Maybe you go online and you don't have a course that does this. But the only thing you can do is these are topics. You just copy one topic here, you paste it in YouTube. That's it. By the time you're done with this thing, you've understood the whole thing. You've understood what you need to understand, and you have also connected with platforms, people, and all that. And what I generally even use ChatGPT for, another way people use ChatGPT. Oh, sorry, there's something. Okay, there's something in the chat. There's cybersecurity. Okay, so I could literally just copy this and I change this and I say cybersecurity. And same thing. It gives you a comprehensive outline. So this is one thing where people will be like, oh, I want to make sure that I am not missing out something. I don't want to watch a video and then I'm lost. So this gives you an outline where you could start from the beginning and you're sure that you're following a structure that you'd have the basic things all worked out for you. And in the same way, there's another one, modern data ecosystem. So you could just change this as well, and you put modern data ecosystem. It's going to give you the same thing, right? An outline that you can use. This is what I keep telling you. AI is not really going to replace anybody. AI here can assist you in a lot of ways. Now it comes out with a program for you to use that you can, clearly just get these topics, paste them in YouTube, and you would have something. So let's try, for example, implementing intrusion and detection prevention or something. All right, that's it. You simply have videos. What is intrusion detection? IDP versus IPS, and simple short videos from different people that you can select, and you put together your thing. If you like, you could paste this program in a Word document. You just simply paste the link, put the links to those videos under each topic, and then there you go. Your course is complete, free, everything. Now, not everybody has access to ChatGPT. I know that. Another platform that you can use is Bard when you don't have access to ChatGPT. If you're not using VPN or whatever technology that can give you access. But let's say we copy this and we try out Bard. Bard is from Google. And I think Bard is a bit more fact. The facts are more correct on Bard, but I think I would say ChatGPT is a bit more intelligent. But Bard is connected to the internet, so it's a bit more factual and up to date. In the same way, you can have a course outline, a program that you can use. It says phase 1, to get foundational knowledge is what you need. Phase 2, deepen your knowledge is what you need and all that. There's also Bing AI, which is for Microsoft. Bing AI uses ChatGPT, but kind of like ChatGPT connected to the internet. And the same thing, what I don't like about Bing AI is Microsoft has implemented a lot of restrictions on it, and a lot of things that are restricted, and there are so many advertisements inside. So the content that it gives you can be really, really biased because they have to put in their own advertisements inside. And you see it's quite short. It's quite short, and because they don't want to generate, they say the longer the answers, it's really not good for their business. So I tend to use either ChatGPT or Bard. And there's also Perplexity.ai, which I generally use for coding. The same as ChatGPT also. Like, for example, when you want to learn programming, you can say, okay, write me a code to read DNA sequences and tell me how the code works, or explain the thought process to generate the code. So it gives you the code that you can use and explains exactly what the code does, and how to understand the whole thing. But when you're taking a course in programming, for example, you can simply just paste the code. Sometimes, say you have a code from a course, or you have a concept from a course that you don't understand what it means. You could just say, explain this to me in simple terms, and you paste it. In the same way, it starts giving you all the concepts that are used and explained in a very, very simple way, in a way that you can understand. So you can use it for to generate information. You can also use it to understand information. You can paste concepts from the platforms that you've learned, any concept that you don't understand, ask it to explain it to you in very, very simple terms. And the same way it does it. So this is how we can use AI tools, and I'll try to go a bit fast so that we don't exceed our time. Now, later on, when you have this certificate, so what? Like, what do you do? Obviously, the first thing you want to do is to showcase it online. You want to put it on your online profiles, because if it's not out there, well, frankly, most people will not see it. One of the ways that I do my own online presence and all this is by using social media. And one of the most common ways that people do not know that exists and it's for free is by doing a small website for yourself. I can't count the number of times this website has been helpful to me. And I did this for free. It's Google Sites. If you know how to design a PowerPoint, you can design a website like this. And this is like my CV and things that I like to do, or the kind of research that I'm doing, and the things that I've been doing before. Anybody can go here, connect to LinkedIn, ResearchGate, Scholar, and I'm not so consistent on Twitter, I try to work to update these other profiles and all that. So there's this, these other things, you can put your other profiles to the other things that you LinkedIn, whatever. Generally, you'd also want to put maybe your publications or your curriculum vitae. And this is the specialization I was talking to you about I took in Coursera. And this is how I put it in my CV. August 2020 to June 2021. And one of the things that got people really excited was the fact that I took it from this university. This is one of the most influential universities in the US. And when people abroad see it, they don't have to start wasting time figuring out, oh, this guy probably, we're not really sure if he knows this thing he's talking about. It has this weight. Fortunately, that's how it is. And this other one I took, project management. So I've taken many courses, but each time when I'm doing my CV, I put just the course that I think is relevant to the position I want to apply to. So you put it there and people go out. People want to search. This is actually, you can actually, this page is indexed on Google. If I applied for a job and somebody was to go and search my name on Google, they'll see my LinkedIn, they'll see some other article that that I've written, some other stuff that I've written online. And this is a site that comes up, right? The person on most HR hiring managers understand that this is a portfolio site. And what they do is they just simply click there. And there's so many things that you couldn't write in your CV, in your motivation letter or cover letter, or whatever. They just find it here, right? They can see some other things. They can go to a gallery. These are some pictures that I did in our publications. They already understand from here, or this person knows how to do data visualization. You don't have space in the CV to put stuff like this. And also just to mention that there's another professor, if there are people in the group, in the core who are doing life sciences, there's a professor from Germany who teaches this, how to draw these things for free. There are scientists that do textbooks, journals, and all those things that usually look for skills like that. They will pay somewhere around 300 to 700 euros for a project to draw these things. And he teaches that skill for free. It's Dr. Babila Tachum. And he has a YouTube channel where he actually even shows how these things work. And let me see. So this is a playlist from, this is Dr. Babila Tachus.
My boss specifically mentioned that I got the job because of the certificate.
This is his YouTube channel. If you want to learn a skill like that, he has all those videos there you can go and watch. And by the time I watched a couple of these videos and that was the result, I could draw things like that. By the time you're done with it, you can acquire a skill like that. I've had a couple of gigs where I had to draw things like this and they pay you for it. So that could be one skill. If you're in the group and you're a life science student, it could be something that you want to look at as well. So using that website is one way in which you can showcase your skills. Another way is by putting it on LinkedIn. Like I showed you where you could connect your certificates to LinkedIn. These are some of those things that I have taken. You could literally just put a couple of them. You don't want a very long list. You want the ones that you want people to see for particular positions. So this is that specialization that appears here. It has a credential and ID that anybody can verify. So people you don't just fake it and put it there and all that. And there are other things that you can put on your profile and it gives you credibility. Put it in your CV and they invite you for an interview, you can actually defend it. And so So that's how you put it out there. And if you like, you can do small projects. On a site like this, you can have a small tab here where you see projects, and you mention the projects that you've done. So for example, you could, under a place like this, you could write projects. You talk about the projects that you've done, and it speaks well for you for the skills that you have acquired than using traditional means where you have to put a well-formatted CV and a motivation letter. So for you to stand out, you want to have a lot of these things on your site. So so a couple of more things, like next time we'll be having a session like this, those that are in academia. So I have this other research associate, she's in South Korea. So this is for academic reference. This is something that we did 3 years ago. So we'll probably do something again like this next time for those who will be interested to attend. And I'll probably say those, put it as well in the group. And yeah, I think in a nutshell, that's what I think that's what we could put together. And but there are so many other people, other guys from Turkey, from Germany, from Poland, that I'll be bringing subsequently on this platform to talk about different things about academia, about resources like this, or about scholarship opportunities, how to apply for this or that, all those kind of things. So in a nutshell, that's what I could have. That's what I think I could bring for us to talk about today. And we could have some questions. So it doesn't turn out to be a monologue or something. So we can have some questions, and that's just those questions. I was planning this session to be for 1 hour. So let's say we have about 20 minutes for questions, so as much as needed. So anyone with a question, you can mute yourself or you can write it in the chat. And we talk about it.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. Okay. Greetings, Mr. Bless. Greetings to everyone.
Thanks.
Okay. Oh, thank you for the course. It's really interesting.
Sure.
I think I did something like data mining
Yeah.
during my master's program in MPH. And then there was another course there which I was unable to complete, modeling and simulation. I don't know if there's another link or courses, or you have some other link which we can also have something like modeling and simulation.
So modeling and simulation for public health.
Yeah, because we are using data mining to program our computers so that they can be able to read pictures and determine disease conditions.
Okay. So what
Yeah,
are
then
okay, continue.
yeah, though the links you gave for data science, I think they are very good. I'm going to also go through. Yeah, but I just wanted to know if maybe you have just any other information, data modeling and simulation to know.
Okay, for modeling and simulation, I don't know what your background is, but what I recommend is, in order for you to study modeling and now it's going to be very difficult for you to go online and say, okay, modeling and simulation for public health. When you're in research, you're literally at the frontier of knowledge. So it's usually hard to come online and find things that people have done and put there. But now you have to be very creative. The concept of modeling is not new, so you can get courses on modeling. But it also has to depend on the kind of modeling that you want to look for. Do you want to build models, models for disease, maybe something like general linear models, or it's something
Yeah.
Markov models, or depends the kind of models that you want to do. So if you go, for example, if you use the AI tool, ChatGPT, for example, you could simply just come and write that you want concepts. So I'm assuming that you're starting modeling from scratch and you don't have a mathematics background. So you want to come and write in ChatGPT basic concepts of modeling applicable to public health. And again, you could say, yeah, you could start there. And it gives you, stuff that you can start with. Say you want to, what you're interested in your research is geospatial modeling. Okay. Now you can say, you can follow up the chat. Tell me more about geospatial modeling. And, that's how you start building what you want to know. So if you start with the concept, if you understand the concept of modeling, the kind of models you want to know, you can now be able to apply it in your public health studies, the thing that you want to do. And then in the chat says from Night Owl, I am a high school dropout. Do you think I can still do these free online courses to help me in my career? Of course. I'm academically intelligent. I have interest in topics related to IT, like web development, cybersecurity, but etc. But if you have any suggestions that you think would help, please do. I'll be glad. Now, IT, web development, cybersecurity are really, really very different aspects of IT. And that's why I mentioned Udemy, right? You can start with Udemy. You could start with ChatGPT, just like I showed you before. And one simple way to ask, you just come here, what is cybersecurity? It's as simple as that. You start with cybersecurity, you want to know the definition. It starts giving your brain, it starts enabling you to start getting familiar with it. You want to know more about cybersecurity, it gives you some definitions. And if you still don't understand, you can just follow up and say, please explain in simple terms. And it'll still give you the same thing. It's like keeping your digital stuff safe from bad guys on the internet, locking your doors and windows and all that. Now you can go to Udemy. After you've understood that you're comfortable, simply go to Udemy and write cybersecurity. And you want to get anything that's free. There are 133 things there. There you go, transitioning into cybersecurity. This is for somebody who knows nothing about cybersecurity and it's for beginners. It's free. You just go there, you listen for 35 minutes what the whole thing is all about, and you start following up how to come up with, how to build the necessary skills and the certifications that you need. On the other hand, you could also you could go to LinkedIn. One thing I always tell people to go to do on LinkedIn is you go and look for people. You go and look for people who are skilled in cybersecurity. You say people. Okay, look at this guy. They say he's a cybersecurity analyst. You go to his profile. He's in Texas. He has United States cybersecurity analyst. Go to his education. Oh, he's even from Cameroon. Now look, what has he been doing? This is where he works. This is where it works. This is the kind of things that, these are the skills. What skills does he have? vulnerability management, or probably this is the kind of skills that you want to have as well. So this guy is already working, and you can look at his profile and see the kind of things that people need to know to be a cybersecurity analyst. You need to understand databases, defense. If you still are not comfortable with it, you can simply just message a guy and say, oh, please, I'm new to this thing. Please help me with this or that. Most people, some people might not reply you, but I bet you most people would answer, and they will even be open to having a call with you and discussing things like that, helping you out in the whole thing. So the next question is from Funji Lawrence. For someone who wants to build a solid career as a microbiologist, what are the necessary skills you must hone? If you want to be a career as a microbiologist, I think there'll be two parts. You probably want to be in industry, or want to be in academia. And the skills that you need for industry will be different from the skills that you need in academia. If you want to go into industry, you want to start knowing the business side of microbiology. And you want to get familiar with the business environment. So you need a lot of business skills. And you need a lot of skills to communicate and work with other people. Now, if you want to be in academia, you probably need to have to do a master's and a PhD, and you need to be really, really good at research, applying for grants and looking for money and publishing papers. So when you put all of those things together for each field, I think you'll be able to excel. You can build a solid career with that. And then Luke Gold says, I'm an undergraduate currently working on my project. I'm stuck not knowing how to go forward. Do you have any suggestion for me? I would have a suggestion if I know details about your project, and I can't know where you're stuck, and I can't really tell you how to go forward if I don't know where you're stuck. You could unmute yourself and explain, or I could just give you some general ideas on. Now, when you're stuck in your project, especially in academia, you want to talk. You're an undergraduate, so I don't expect you to know to be solving your problems on your own. That's why you have a supervisor, and your supervisor will generally help you to direct you to alternative paths or come up with alternative hypotheses that you can test. So you do have to discuss with your supervisor and tell them exactly what's going on. And you guys can brainstorm together new directions that you can take your project to. And it's a normal thing in research to get stuck. Everybody gets there. If you don't get stuck, then you're not doing anything. You have to get stuck somewhere so that you brainstorm and you come up with ideas to move forward. You can, it hardly, never does anyone start with a project, just goes and ends. You do it that way, then there's nothing you've actually learned. So people get stuck, and it's by discussing, brainstorming, talking with their advisors and other people, other researchers, that they find novel ways, novel alternatives that they can use to push their project forward. So when you're stuck, first of all, have the mindset to understand that being stuck is part of the job. It gets worse when you're doing undergrad, when you're doing a PhD. So that's part of the job. Now you have to sit down, take stock of the things you've done and the things you need to do. Go meet your advisor or your supervisor, and you guys brainstorm the alternative things that you can do, alternative hypotheses. Also taking into account the money that you have and the time that you need to get it completed. So you don't want to be too ambitious and then you don't have money to finish your work and you end up doing your undergrad for 5 years. Which, of course, with your supervisor is fine so long as you're doing the job. But you have to think about yourself. So when you're brainstorming alternatives with your advisor, you have to think about your own goals and you make sure that whatever suggestions or ideas that come out of it, you're able to to do it within your your time and within your limits, I would say. And there is no other message. So I suppose that Night Owl says, can you list some in-demand skills that one could learn in 2024? So everything is really in demand, but the ones that are really prominent right now are STEM fields: science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Anything that's in science, technology, engineering, mathematics at this point in time is in demand. Unfortunately, it's in demand in the Western world because science and technology in most African countries, they are valuable, but unfortunately, they are not intertwined into the political agenda. So the government doesn't put as much effort to put it ahead, but you still have a better shot doing things in that field, especially now where you have information technology, IT, and artificial intelligence, or even just social media marketing. But things that are in IT, cybersecurity, cloud computing, DevOps, computer programming, developing chat robots, prompt engineering, all those kind of all those fields are. Another thing that's becoming really common is people learn these skills and then they start applying for jobs in the US. So most companies in the US, what they do now is they hire people who are not in the US and they work as freelancers because it's cheaper. So say you're in Cameroon or you're in Nigeria and you're paid $3,000 every month. That's in millions. And you're literally just sitting in your house and you're doing your programming work. Oftentimes you don't even have to have just one job. I know people who have about 3 jobs. They are doing Scrum or they are doing DevOps in their country, in Nigeria or in Cameroon or in Gabon. They are doing DevOps. And these guys are earning somewhere around $6,000 a month. They don't have to pay taxes. They don't have to figure out too much. You just have their 2 or 3 computers on a table, and they're just making the money with these courses that you see everywhere online. And yeah, you just need to put yourself out there, and don't be too. If you're not bold about the skills that you've acquired, people will so many people out there trying to sell themselves. You have to sell your market. As I say, they ask you, you say, sell your market. Don't like, oh, because you don't go to school in one big university and all that, that's why you think you'll not be selected. That's not a validated point of a validated way to look at it. Okay. If anybody has any questions, they want to unmute themselves to ask, or there are no other questions, then
Good evening, Doctor.
oh yeah, good evening.
Yeah, thank you first of all for this opportunity and for this live show. Now, I have one question. You know that a lot of people have made mistakes in what they studied. They realize later that what they studied can't really put food on their table. So now, what advice can you give to someone who just got his or advanced level? What advice can you give such a person on the courses that he or she can do and be able to, maybe that can help them in the future? As we know, education today is based on the fact that you should be able to fend for yourself with that education, not just schooling for schooling's sake?
That's a very, very good question, because I think it's a situation of so many people. And I would also say that it was my situation a couple of years back, because most of us do not have the opportunity to grow in homes where our parents were very rich, or they had access to influential people who could, like, oh, go and speak to this person and he's going to tell you a thing or two. And you go to school and then you find out, like, oh my God, this field is not really what but when I'm done with this, I can't really give my parents anything. And that's still fine. Because I don't think that any education is really lost. But for someone who has an A level, for example, or even someone who has gone as far as having a degree and they can't find work or something to do, the first step will be to expose yourself to alternatives. And I think that attending a session like this is one very, very good way of doing that. Now, if you want to learn a skill, you want to learn something that is, going to be like more of a skill, not a diploma. There are things like the IT field we talk about that is so common right now. Computer programming. If this person is not somebody who is into mathematics or science related things, can do something social management, social media management, and there are still fields in IT where you don't need to program. Right? There's project management and there are things like that. But usually what I want to try to do is to avoid telling somebody something specific to do. Because I think that what actually eventually works is when the person is able to look at some options and say, oh, this is the kind of thing that I think resonates with what I want to spend time learning, what I want to understand, and what I would enjoy doing. So these options, and that's why sometimes I think I make posts about options. And because I think that people can look at these things and like, okay, this is probably something that I think I'll be interested in. And now, if you find out that you look at all the IT jobs that are out there and you're like, oh, I want to do DevOps. It looks like something that I would like to do. You can go to ChatGPT as usual. You start there, or you just go to YouTube and you just look for something general. Don't put pressure on yourself in the beginning. Try to understand what DevOps is. And you can even look at how much are people paid generally as DevOps engineers. And you can still look the strategy where I told you could go to LinkedIn, just type DevOps here. Guys will come up and you message some people. Don't be scared to message people. The only thing that anybody will do to you on LinkedIn is to say no. No has never done anything to anybody. Message some people and like, oh, you're doing this thing, I really like it. How do you think that and I'm even saying this is actually something somebody. Let me see. Let me give you an example. Is it this one? Okay. Take for example this girl. She messaged me and this is, it's not a message where you have to think too much. So she's a master's student at the University of Michigan and all that. And she's like, oh, your professional journey stood out to me. I love micros, blah, 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 blah. And I'm looking for internships. I'm hoping to learn more about GLBRCs where I work and biotechnology in general. Could you share some time to discuss with me? Simple. And I replied her and you have people reply, you have people that will not reply. Some people will go as far as, I've had people who have had calls on WhatsApp, Zoom. They are so excited to discuss, to share their knowledge with people that are starting out. You'll be surprised at how so many people will be ready to want to help you, and to help you figure out a lot of these things, right? So that's how you want to start. Get familiar with it. Start knowing people. Just look at some things for some videos for 30 minutes. Then before you know it, you've selected one. You go and look for maybe a longer specialization for a couple of months, you finish, you put it on LinkedIn, you start writing posts on LinkedIn about your certificates. People share posts on LinkedIn about which certificate they've had. I don't know if anybody has done something like that recently. But you see somebody who finish something and you put online, oh, I just got this certificate, or I'm looking for a job. Nobody has done anything like that recently. Or I'm looking for a job, and some people reach out to you. Another way is go to these people. Look at these people who have millions of followers, who have thousands of likes, and go to their comments, go and write there that you are looking for a job. This person is a venture partner. Okay, fine. You can go and look for somebody who is in IT, who is talking about the things that you want to learn. Go to your things there. Go and write under the comment section. You have this skill, you have that you're interested in. Put it. Some people will reach out to you. This is a platform where there are so many professionals, so many people that you could literally write Bill Gates here. You can literally just message Bill Gates on this platform, right? I'm even following the guy. It's 35 million followers. You can literally just talk to anybody on this platform. He might be too busy to reply, but what if he replies, right? So don't limit the options that you have, especially when it comes to online and putting yourself out there. Ask questions. Ask people things. Get in touch with some people that are already doing what you want to do. Ask them questions. They'll give you a lot of information that you would otherwise not get. So Night Owl asks, thanks for the explanation. Last question, do you think Google Career Course certifications can be accepted by employers or can be used for remote works? I normally see people talking about how to get free Google Career courses, but at the end, it's still paid. Can you teach how to enroll on Google Career course for completely free and all that? All right, somebody is asking for, if you want to find me on LinkedIn, you can just write my name on LinkedIn and you would see me. Luckily, I have an African name, so most people don't have it. Let me see if I can. I should be able to send you the link. So that's my LinkedIn in the chat. You can connect if you like, or there's also Facebook. Facebook is where I post most of the opportunities. I try to use LinkedIn more often for my professional stuff. I post opportunities on LinkedIn depending. I have a bit more postgraduates and business executives in my LinkedIn follower list and stuff like that. So I try to post things that are more related to them. But on Facebook is more common in Africa, so I try to post opportunities on Facebook for students and people. Okay, we're talking about Google Career. Now, I've never taken a Google Career certificate course, but I know that Udacity hosts a lot of those. I don't know if one of them is what you're seeing here, but say full stack apps on AWS, something like that. You can start with something like this. I don't know if at the end they ask you to pay, and I don't know how much it is, but say for example you actually paid $100 or $50 or whatever to get the certificate. A certificate that's from Google itself, nobody can say that certificate is not recognized. If you don't recognize the certificate on Google, which other company do you want to recognize certificate from? Definitely, employers would recognize your certificate if it's from a platform like this. And above all, when you find, and that's one of the things that I always try to also mention, that have your confidence based on what you can do, your competence. When you're doing some of these exams, these IT things, they'll bring you into a written exam. They'll do interviews for people, and then they'll bring some of them in written exams. You have to prove your skill there. I've seen people who have entered written exams and they've defeated, let me not use the word defeat, but they've been able to perform better than people who went to universities and they had master's degree and all that. Because what they are able to show that they can solve problems, they can apply what they've learned. And a couple of these platforms do just that. Some of these courses even allow you to see interview questions in the end and all that. So I wouldn't say that employers don't recognize them. They do. And those certificates are valuable, but I'd like to stress on the fact that you need to really, really know your thing. Don't use the approach where you go to school, you just look forward to getting the certificate and all that. Really learn the thing and grasp the concept such that when you're in an interview, when you're done with the oral interview, or before you get to oral interview and ask to do written interview, you can prove that what you know, what you say you know. And Akko Fitz asks, thank you, Lord, Dr. Ma, please, some apps for easy writing of thesis. If it's fine, okay. Apps for easy writing of thesis. So this will be applicable for either thesis or projects for undergrads. I think I made a post on that on Facebook. There should be a post, and that's why I mentioned, close that. The next session where we'll be talking more with students that are writing their thesis or projects, and we'll be looking at referencing tools, things that enable them to get their work fast. But things like ChatGPT can help you as well to write your thesis. There's no, I won't. What I'll do is I should have had posts on that. I think there should be a post on that. There should be a couple of posts on that. If I have to look at the list of apps, there are so many AI apps now. One of them that I think you probably want to try is this Perplexity.ai. And I'll give you the two main ones that can really help you. You can say, well, what are the benefits of coffee? Now, SciSpace or typeset.io would give you a literature review on the benefits of coffee with the references in it, and you give you all the papers from which it got the stuff, the summary of the abstract, the insights, and things like that. You can copy this and paste, but I will not advise you to. It will not be your original thoughts. You can edit. It gives you a way to come up with a flow, and you can edit it. You can also do the same with ChatGPT. You get your information. There's Perplexity.ai that does this as well. You can simply just go there and paste this as well, and it will give you the same thing with the references in text, which is a limitation ChatGPT had. It will give you with these references, and then you can ask it to rewrite. If you're not satisfied with it, you can share it. It's going to give you the references and other things that you can just click on this reference and you try to follow it up. There's another list of academic. I think that was a post I'm preparing today. There's a list of some new AI, really, really fancy AI tools for academia that I'll be compiling. I'll probably be posting that tomorrow, that people can try out and get especially the literature review really fast. ChatGPT as well does that. One way that ChatGPT even works nowadays, I don't have the premium version, but if you buy the premium version of ChatGPT, you can upload your data into ChatGPT and you just literally write, I want you to give me plot this, give me code to plot the graph of this from this data, or analyze this data for me. And it gives you all the results that you want, and you do whatever. I don't have the premium version of ChatGPT. I've not really needed it because most of the work that I do, I've already written my codes before things like this. But if I ever do need it, it's $20 a month. You can pay for 1 month, use it, and subscribe anyhow you like. And then it says, I missed out your presentation on how to build your personal website to spare your know-how. I don't think I did a presentation on that. I just mentioned it briefly. This is a personal website that I built for free for myself, just about 1 hour. It took about 1 hour to do this. And it's mainly like PowerPoint. If you know how to do PowerPoint, you can do this. You have your tabs. You can write this beforehand in a Word document, and you just have to paste it here. And this is on Google Sites. And you can just now, how can I show? I think to show this would take too much time, except if it's something that people are interested in, we can do another session on that. But you could literally just put your stuff online. You put it in your CV, you put it on your LinkedIn, whichever profile that you have, and people who want to know what you're doing, go out there. They can go there and look at your CV is there, your publications. And I said, like, the most important thing, one of the most important things that I mentioned is the fact that you can actually search. This site appears when they search you on Google. When they write your name in Google, this can come up, and somebody will just go there and look at the other things that you are doing that you probably could not put in a CV. Of course, in addition to your LinkedIn profile, that you're polished properly and put your things that you have to put. Okay, Night Owl, thanks you for answering my questions. I'm really grateful. God bless you. God bless you guys too. And I'm really hoping that information here too serves to help, put a lot of things in perspective for anybody who really wants to start doing things. You can keep your questions coming. You can, write in the chat. If no questions,
Okay.
we can quit. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you again once more, Dr. Manga.
Thanks.
I have keenly followed all your presentation, and I will really want to say it was really quite enriching.
Thanks.
Somebody like me, I am into education, like
Yeah.
and I have seen like so many courses which I think could help me enrich my CV and also my knowledge. Now, most of these free courses you're talking about online, like you've mentioned, Coursera, EDX, Udemy,
Yeah.
and the rest. I don't know the courses. When you take the courses, are you taking the courses just for the certificate, or there is really an in-depth teaching on the courses? Like I take for example an educator who would like to ameliorate his methods of like teaching, making his learning interesting. Like in Cameroon, I take for example now, so many students are really not interested in sitting in class, or when they are in class, they are not attentive. So so many teachers now will tell you they are looking for means to really make their classes interesting, which could attract the curiosity, or which can interest students to always want to study. And with what Cameroon is implementing today, which is like the CBA, the competence-based approach of teaching.
Mhm.
So it's like a headache to teachers now, because like for one, the class size,
Mhm.
which really will not accommodate that CBA. That's what all teachers are complaining about. But the RPIs,
Mhm.
those are the pedagogic inspectors, they are insisting on that. So teachers always like look for means to deliver lessons using the CBA, fill logbooks using the CBA, and at the same time complete their programs with the time which is given to them. So I'll talk for myself. For me to do that, I have tried like doing courses online on really mastering that CBA. So I don't know, could this courses on online really help me in acquiring those skills? And then secondly, you mentioned chat GPT, and you were talking of like you needed something like a VPN in order to access it, because I had chat GPT on my phone, which helped me for some time, but after about 6 months, I could no longer access it. So I don't know if it's free for some countries and paid for other countries. That's what I really want to understand too. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Very, very valid concern there. So let's start with the program, the first program that you mentioned. So, if a couple of things that are done that are specific to a country, like systems that are implemented that are specific to the educational system of the country, it might be hard to find a course that exactly about that. But what you can find is a course that can talk about how to switch up your teaching methods. If we go, for example, to if we try LinkedIn Learning, let's say teaching. Let me just write teaching. What can come up? Learning how to increase learner engagement, for example. This is something that 119,000 people have attended. It's beginner, it's intermediate, 41 minutes. So these are the kind of places: teaching techniques, blended learning, teacher certification, blah, 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 engaging students in the classroom, undergraduate education, communicating with all these things. These are systems. I think something like this is a course that you're probably interested in. And it's 41 minutes, right? You could put it's playing and you watch it for the 41 minutes, it's done. But then they'll give you some practical things that you could apply in class to get your students very, very engaged. You don't have to end here. You could say, okay, this weekend I'm going to look at this. Now you know about learning how to increase learner engagement. You don't have to a keyword to type. You don't have to stay there. You can simply just come to YouTube. How to increase. It looks like it even came up. Learner engagement. Okay, student engagement still works. And there you go. You have other videos that will tell you things, especially when it comes to these TED Talks. TED Talks will give you generally have very, very good talks on TED that will give you very, very good strategies that you can apply in things. What I would say if I were you, what I would do probably is to, when you watch about 10 of these videos, you can now come up with common things that these people are mentioning. You put it together in your own framework. You can bring together common, because they will not be saying things that are too different. They'll be saying things that are common, but explaining in different ways. Now you can bring all these concepts together and then you explore them in your profession. And I think that you can apply those things and it really work for you. And then the other part where you talked about, I hope I've answered the first part, but I'll talk about the second part. And if you have another thing you want to add, we can do it. And also, normally the meeting is done, so anybody who wants to quit for some other thing, you can go ahead, and whoever wants to stay and chat a bit, I think we can chat again for about 30 minutes. Whoever wants to stay and chat a bit, we can do that. So for ChatGPT has a free version, irrespective of the country where you are. ChatGPT has a free version, but it also has a paid version that's $20 a month. The issue I've noticed with ChatGPT not being in every country has to do with the laws and capitalism and all that. So countries that have access to ChatGPT, it turns out it's rather unfortunate that they don't. But when you use a VPN, you can have access to. If you stop working, maybe you'd use a VPN and you just change the server where your VPN is connecting to, and you have access to it again. So there's a free version, like the one I'm using, GPT 3.5, but there's also the paid version, the GPT-4, which is an upgrade of GPT-3, which is paid. As you can see, I'm using the free version of ChatGPT, and I'm not using the paid one. The paid one is going to be $20 a month. This one is available to everybody. And this one you can pay if you like, and you get the upgraded version of the things. You can create GPT models, like chat robots. Like when you go to a website and they're like, hey, what can I do for you today? You can use it to create those chat robots, and then you can also use Dale, which is another GPT-like model from the same company, to create all those pictures, those images that you generally see, AI images and all that. So that's how the platform is. But like I said, if you don't have, if this is still a problem for you, you can use Bard. I think Bard is
Okay.
yeah, and you
Okay.
can use Bing AI as well. Yeah.
On your chat GPT, I saw like unlimited messaging and on the free version, but the one I had, I'm seeing unlimited messages, interaction, and history access to. But the one I have here, I have access only to 3 messages a day. I had
Really?
access, yes, only to 3 messages a day, and after some time, I can no longer have access to even 1 message. So I am asked to upgrade. So I don't know if the one I was using is different from the one you're having.
Well, I would think that, now I don't work at ChatGPT, so I can only speculate on this aspect based on what I've also heard from other people. So they are able to manipulate the services that they give in different countries based on your location. The services will probably be different. It's very unfortunate that it's like that, but I think if you use a VPN, it's, say for example, your VPN says your location is in the US, you should be able to have this the same as it is like that. But let's say you don't have, you succeed, you are able to have that. You can use Perplexity.ai uses the same GPT-3 model as ChatGPT. And yet it gives you, it has access. So ChatGPT has access to only information that was on the internet till 2021 or I don't know, it's 2021, 2022, 2021. But here you have the same model, but it has access to information, to current information. And again, you can use Bing AI, Bing Chat. Bing Chat also uses, is just, Bing Chat is Microsoft, is ChatGPT run by Microsoft. So it's the same ChatGPT, only for the fact that Bing Chat has a lot of restrictions. They don't want people using it. There are ways in which there are questions you can ask ChatGPT and Bing Chat will be like, no, I'm not going to answer this for you. But it's the same model. So you have these options. You have BART, you have Perplexity.ai, you have this Bing Chat. So if you have your question, you post it in one of these platforms, you should be able to get what you want. So is it, have I answered your question? And also any other?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I think I have had some insights. I will try the other AIs and see.
Okay, great. But
Yes,
also,
we'll try the other AIs and see. And the one you're using, it seems, is not really an application. I can just, I think with the one you're using, I can just access that one directly on my web browser.
Yeah. This is just a search engine like Google, but this is for Microsoft Bing, but it has a chat version.
I'm talking about your own ChatGPT.
Oh yeah. I don't even have I don't have any ChatGPT app. I just use it on the browser. Okay,
so I'll try that one. If you could just send a link to that one, let me try and see if it's different from the one I'm having. I think I'll be grateful.
Okay, this is chat.openai. Yeah, you should be able to access.
Okay. So we'll have to sign up. Okay, I have it. So I think I'll have to sign up on it before start using it.
Yeah, generally most of those platforms require that you sign up.
Okay, thank you. I will try this one and see.
Great. Okay. Any other thing anybody wants to ask? If not, all right. In that case, we'll call it a day for today, and hopefully, as we continue to look at the programs or whichever opportunities that we have online, we're able to make use of those opportunities. And I think a lot of these things come, it's not like overnight, it's a process, learn bit by bit. It's just to be open-minded and to approach the opportunities, bit by bit every day. And before you know it, you're proficient in this or that. And in the beginning, it can be really tough when you don't understand some concepts. It appears really, really difficult, but you eventually find out that even the experts don't understand everything. So you need to know something and then you start applying as soon as you can. So thank you guys very much for showing up and communicate in the group, the topic of whichever other session that's going to come up. All right.
Okay.
Thanks to everyone. And
Yeah, I should be thanking you for your time.
sure. See you guys the next time.
Yeah, see you next
Right.
time.
Thanks. Yeah, Mr. Lawrence, I think Gordon told me that I don't said you had to write me on by email or something about project. Or maybe you send me an email when you're available.
Okay, Doc. Okay, Doc.
But if you feel comfortable talking about it now, it's still fine.
Well, yes, I can cut it here and may benefit others also.
Pardon?
I could still discuss it here or I could still send the mail. Both of them, I'm okay with that.
Okay, you could send the mail then. I think it's probably late for you people already.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, Stephen. Bye.